I want to share with you two methods that we've been using for years to ensure that our soil in our garden is not being harmed by watering with our tap water. Two methods that aren't complicated and they won't cost you an arm and a leg. Let me show you how. First of all, you may be wondering, why on earth would my tap water be harming my soil, and why does it even matter? Because soil is a living thing. In your soil, there is a whole little network of microorganisms and good bacteria that get together and do all the little things that they do that create a healthy environment that helps make the nutrition more available to your plants, helps water retain longer in your soil, and it's just a good thing. And many of us have worked really hard to create an environment where we have good, healthy soil. And when the weather doesn't cooperate and you have to supplement water, if you don't have a well or a rain catchment system, which would be lovely, but that's not what all of us have. So I had to work with what I had, and that got me to thinking. So tap water. If you live in a city, then you have, as we say in the South, you have city water. But that's municipal water. If you have the water that comes through your tap, it's treated in a treatment facility, and even if it is the best water known to man, if it comes through a treatment facility, it more than likely, probably, pretty sure, has chlorine or chloramine. Both chlorine and chloramine main purpose is to kill bacteria. And the chlorine has no clue whether it's good bacteria or bad bacteria. It's just in there to kill it. So that set me on a mission to figure out how was I going to be able to use my tap water and not kill all the microorganisms in my soil. Let me show you the first thing that I did.
One thing you can do that is better than nothing is you can fill buckets in your watering cans and let the chlorine evaporate out overnight. However, the chloramines do not evaporate. But ascorbic acid, vitamin C powder, it neutralizes both chlorine and chloramine in minutes. They recommend about 40 milligrams of the vitamin C powder per gallon of water. So it depends on how much you're going to need, and unfortunately, you'll probably have to do a little bit of math. Now, I will link in the description two different ones from Amazon that would work perfectly fine for this, and it runs anywhere from $10 to $12 per bottle, and a little goes a long way. After I show you here my little setup, how I did it for years, then we'll go take a look at how I like to do it now.
When I was using this method, this is a 55-gallon drum, and I would just use about 1/8 of a teaspoon of the L-ascorbic acid, and I would just put it in here, fill it with a water hose. That would mix it up enough. Wait about 15-20 minutes, and I could water. I did that for a while, and then we did this. First method, and it worked well for years, but my garden eventually got bigger and I needed another option. So let me show you what that was. So method number 2 is my absolute favorite because it is super easy. It has made life so much better, and it's fairly inexpensive. Now, it is more expensive than method number 1, but it's worth it. And that is a filter for the hose. Now, what this is it is what people who camp and they go in their RV, and when they hook up their RV to the campsite water system that's provided for them, it filters through this. And hello, sir. Hello, sir. Super easy. This hooks to the spigot. This hooks to the filter. And let's see, you can see the filter That's the name brand. I will link it. And it has, you can see an arrow, it says flow. And it also says it here too, the flow. That means that you want the water flowing from the water source into here and exiting out here. So this is where this needs to be hooked to your hose. Since my garden is so far away from my water source, I have a hose that I just hooked this to instead of the spigot. And then I have another 50-foot hose hooked to this end. So I can go all over the place with this thing. Oh, you also want to take it off before it freezes. Ask me how I know. Now, one of the reasons that this is also much more desirable to me is because this filter says that it reduces the dangerous contaminants of arsenic, arsenite,
chloramine, chromium, copper, cyanide, fluoride, heavy metals, hydrogen sulfide, iron, lead, manganese, mercury, AS, That's interesting. Now,
I don't know if it actually does, but it claims to do them. So I would say probably. I put this one on this spring and I've been using it up to this point, and it is August now. We're at the end of August, and I have tested that, and I am fairly confident that any of these filters, even one less expensive, would take care of the chlorine and the chloramine. What did appeal to me is the other things that this one claims that it does filter out. I take pretty good measures in the home to make sure that what we're drinking and consuming and cooking with in the house, that's filtered. So it made sense to me that we would, if we filtered the water from what we watered that fed the food that we eat, it makes sense to me. So I'm going to do some testing. In addition to the one that I've used up to this point to see how much it's still filtering out, I'm also going to test this for all the things, even the fluoride. Now, if this is something you're interested in, seeing the results for this, if you will check out this video right here, I think you'll find it interesting. Oh my gosh. If you found any value from this video, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the like and subscribe button. That helps it get out to reach more people, and it helps me out too as well. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. My name's Loanna, and this is A Little Bit of Homestead.